It's Game Movie Review! Every video game movie has its own story, and every story needs a critic's review.
Today we review Resident Evil.
Hello and welcome to Game Movie Review. This show takes a critical look at the stories within video games. Resident Evil, originally released in 1996 and later remade in 2002, is a seminal title in the survival horror genre that has left an indelible mark on both the gaming industry and popular culture. The 2002 remake, in particular, is noteworthy not just for its graphical enhancements and gameplay mechanics, but also for its deeper narrative exploration, character development, and atmosphere. This critical review will delve into the story elements of the game, examining its themes, character arcs, and the overall impact of the story. Taking place on July 24, 1998, we meet the Alpha Team from the Special Tactics and Rescue Service, or STARS, an elite response squad from the Raccoon City Police Department. Alpha Team is searching for their missing teammates from Bravo Team, who lost contact while tasked with investigating a series of grisly murders in the nearby Play Mountains.
Victims were apparently eaten.
They find Bravo Team's helicopter crashed in the forest, and many Bravo Team members are still missing. While searching the forest, they are suddenly attacked by a pack of ghoulish dogs. Here we are introduced to Jill Valentine, who completely fails to rescue her comrade Joseph from the Cerberus hounds. Jill would have become puppy chow too, but she's fortunately rescued by Chris Redfield.
Come on!
Along with the help of STARS leader Albert Wesker, they narrowly escape death by evil canine as they run to a nearby mansion for safety. The narrative of Resident Evil unfolds within the confines of the eerie Spencer Mansion, a seemingly abandoned estate that is home to a plethora of deadly creatures and dark secrets. We are thrust into the shoes of Chris Redfield and Jill Valentine as they investigate this house of horror. Following these two protagonists introduces varied experiences while simultaneously enhancing the narrative's depth, allowing the audience to engage with the story from different perspectives. Upon arriving at the mansion, Jill quickly realizes they have become separated from Chris.
Not quite your ordinary house, that's for sure.
Hey, Wesker, where's Chris?
Jill, no! You don't want to go back out there.
Now, there is only Jill, Wesker, and introducing Barry Burton, the final member of STARS Alpha Team. They suddenly hear gunfire in the distance and decide to split up. Barry and Jill will go off to investigate, while Wesker stays behind. Moments after they leave, Chris arrives to find himself alone in the creepy mansion.
Where did they go?
Having few options, Chris ventures onward by himself, searching the mansion for his teammates. The atmosphere cultivated through the mansion setting plays a pivotal role in the storytelling. The Spencer Mansion is not just a backdrop. It is a character in itself, filled with puzzles, hidden passages, and lurking horrors that create a sense of dread and urgency. The design choices, such as the fixed camera angles and the haunting score, heighten the immersive experience, ensuring that you can feel the weight of each decision the characters make. This meticulous attention to environmental storytelling allows the audience to piece together the tragic history of the mansion and its inhabitants, fostering a deeper connection to the narrative. We cut back to Barry and Jill as they come across a large blood stain in the dining room. Barry decides to investigate the scene, while sending Jill to check out the area, alone, for some reason.
See if you can find any other clues. I'll be examining this. Let's just hope it's not Chris's.
Soon after, Jill happens upon a missing member from STARS Bravo Team, Kenneth, who is currently being eaten by a zombie. Not to worry though, Barry doesn't hesitate to take out the monster.
Let
Let me take care of it!
Barry and Jill then decide to report to Wesker, but they aren't able to find him. For some reason, Barry and Jill decide to split up and go alone to search different areas of a mansion that they know is filled with murderous zombies.
We can search for him separately. I'll investigate the dining room again.
Okay, then. I'll try the door on the other side.
This mansion is gigantic. We could easily get lost.
Chris isn't doing much better as he too finds himself face to face with these undead foes. Despite this, there is no time to slow down, as their investigations around this mansion must continue. We catch up with Chris just as he catches up with two members of the STARS Bravo team. He meets Rebecca Chambers, the medic, and Richard Aiken, the communications expert. Chris is shocked to find poor Richard has been bitten by a gigantic venomous snake.
It's not just any ordinary snake. Take my word for it.
Rebecca is able to give Richard a shot of anti-venom serum, just in the nick of time. However, Richard is going to be out of it for a while. Rebecca notices the large supply of medicines from Umbrella Corporation, and ends up having to tell Chris all about this huge pharmacy company.
Somebody sure knows how to get a deal. Most of the medical supplies here are from Umbrella.
Umbrella?
Don't you know? They're only the biggest taxpayers around here. They make most of these medicines right here, homegrown in Raccoon City.
At its core, the story revolves around our heroes piecing together clues about the nefarious activities of the Umbrella Corporation, a pharmaceutical company conducting unethical experiments that lead to the creation of the T-virus, a biological weapon that turns humans and animals into grotesque creatures. This underlying theme of corporate malfeasance and the moral implications of scientific advancement resonates strongly within contemporary discourse, making the narrative relevant even decades after its initial release. The story cleverly intertwines horror with social commentary, illustrating the dangers of unchecked ambition and the potential consequences of tampering with nature. Suddenly, Jill Valentine finds herself caught in a trap. She is rescued at the last second by Barry. However grateful Jill is, she can't help but to wonder what Barry is even doing in the area.
But Barry, didn't you say you were going back to the dining room to find other clues? I'm glad and all, but why are you here?
I just had something I wanted to check. Anyway, we should get back to searching for Wesker and Chris.
Jill dismisses Barry's suspicious behavior for now, and for some reason, Jill and Barry decide to split up, again, despite knowing the mansion is filled with deadly booby traps. Over to Chris as he is trying to solve a puzzle that requires playing Moonlight Sonata on the piano. He is hopelessly tone deaf, but fortunately Rebecca knows how to jam.
Chris, I think I got it.
After solving this musical riddle and finding more clues within, Chris and Rebecca decide to split up, for some reason.
Be careful, Chris.
Chris probably could have used some help too, as he soon finds himself trapped with another terrifying monster, the Crimson Head prototype. Meanwhile, Jill's suspicions are raised again as she happens to overhear Barry talking in hushed tones.
What about my family?
When she confronts him about it, Barry is able to convince her that he is just talking to himself.
I think age is starting to take its toll. Talking to myself is becoming a bad habit.
Talking to yourself? You all right? What's gotten into you?
I'm getting you worried, aren't I? But don't, I'm alright.
There is nothing to be concerned about here. Chris, continuing his adventure, comes to a flooded laboratory where he stumbles upon Richard.
Chris!
And then, a mutated shark also stumbles upon Richard.
Richard!
Chris is able to find justice for Richard's demise, as he sentences that mutant shark to death by electrocution. Around this time, Jill and Barry have a harrowing encounter with Plant 42, a large plant infused with the T-virus as part of the Umbrella Corporation's botanical experiments. Their situation seems grim, but fortunately, Barry just happened to bring a flamethrower. Despite this near-death experience, Barry and Jill once again decide to split up.
We should split up again and investigate.
All right.
Just as Chris reunites with Rebecca, here, Chris tells Rebecca about the tragic fate of their friend and colleague Richard.
Richard. He's... gone.
She seems overwhelmed with grief.
I'm sorry.
And, no surprise at this point, Chris and Rebecca split up. Soon after, Jill runs into Albert Wesker. Here Wesker and Jill discuss how suspicious Barry has been acting lately.
Did you notice? Barry, he sounded a little flaky.
Now that you mention it, yeah. I'll keep a close eye.
Maybe it's quite natural under these circumstances. It's not really our standard operation.
Wesker sends Jill to continue investigating the mansion, and they split up. Chris Redfield has his own worries right now, as he is being attacked by a monster snake, the same snake that bit Richard earlier. Given another chance at vengeance for Richard, Chris boldly takes out the venomous beast. Flash over to Jill as she comes across the last missing member of the STARS Bravo team, Enrico. However, Enrico is injured and speaks of a traitor from within the STARS unit.
The stars are finished. Someone is a traitor. Umbrella set us up.
Just before getting shot by a mysterious figure in the shadows, with Enrico dead, Jill is left to wonder who this traitor could be.
Traitor? Who?
The tensions rise as a new wave of monsters spawn, the Hunters, T-virus mutant hybrids of humans and reptiles. Chris must rush to rescue Rebecca from one of these horrible creatures.
Rebecca,
Chris!
you okay?
I didn't mean to get you worried.
Despite the fact that they are being hunted by the most dangerous monsters yet, Chris and Rebecca, once again, split up.
Then I'll go ahead. Until then, Rebecca, you're on your own. Stay cool and use your better judgment. Got it?
I can handle myself.
Good luck.
Back to Jill, who meets up with Barry near a secret underground elevator.
Have any idea as to what might be at the bottom?
There's only one way to find out.
They venture down to the caverns below, and once in this dark and spooky place, they immediately split up.
Jill, go check it out. We had enough surprises for one day. I'll stay here and secure our escape route in case something happens.
Okay.
While looking around, Jill uncovers the big truth. The truth about the evil Umbrella Corporation, the truth about the horrible T-virus, and most shocking of all, the truth that Albert Wesker actually works for Umbrella. and he must be the traitor who killed Enrico. But, before Jill can confront Barry with this information, they come under attack from Lisa Trevor. Lisa is a former patient of the Arclay Research Facility, where she and her family were subject to inhumane experiments by Umbrella Corporation. Lisa was left severely mutated, with enhanced strength and speed. After Lisa Trevor jumps to her doom, Jill and Barry catch up with Wesker.
You could have at least waited up for me, you know?
Let's go.
Just as Jill is confronting Wesker, she is surprised to find Barry is not on her side after all.
Oh, don't blame Barry for everything. I hear that his better half and 2 lovely daughters will be in danger if he doesn't do everything I tell him to.
Wesker, you're pathetic.
And Jill gets captured. But, soon after, Chris finds Jill in the holding cell.
Chris! You're alive!
Of course I'm alive. Jill, there's something big going down, and I don't think we're part of the equation.
He's not able to get her out of there right now, but hope is alive. Next, Chris runs into Rebecca, and for once they do the sensible thing and decide to stick together.
No more following. Just stay with me, kid.
That's my plan, sir.
Then they go to confront Albert Wesker themselves. Wesker confesses that he has worked for Umbrella from the beginning, and killing off the members of STARS was to help cover up the T-virus experiments.
I think you're a bit confused. I've always been with Umbrella. And STARS were Umbrella's, no, rather, my little piggies. The Tyrant virus leaked, polluting this whole place, and unfortunately, I had to give up my lovely members of STARS.
Further, Wesker reveals the Tyrant, the most horrifying T-virus mutant yet. The Tyrant is a towering, hyper-intelligent bioweapon who is one of the strongest, smartest, and most grotesque enemies our heroes have ever faced. However, this tyrant monster ain't much for loyalty, as the first thing it does is stab Wesker with its claws.
It's magnificent.
Chris quickly evades this terrible tyrant, grabs Rebecca, and gets out of there.
Rebecca!
Chris.
It's a good thing you were wearing your bulletproof vest. There's nothing left for us to do here. Let's get moving.
Okay.
But wait, Rebecca has a great idea.
We should blow this whole place up.
Right. The show must go on. I'll leave that up to you, Rebecca.
While Rebecca is off to activate the mansion's handy self-destruct mode, Chris takes a moment to rescue Jill from her prison.
Jill?
Chris!
You're okay.
Chris, it's Wesker.
I know. But first, let's get out of here.
Just as Chris, Jill, and Rebecca are about to make their escape, Jill decides to go back to hold off some approaching zombies.
I'll take care of them.
What?
Chris, you just get in contact with Brad somehow.
Okay.
During this, Jill comes across Barry.
You're okay.
Jill, sorry. That was careless of me. Wesker.
He's gone.
First, let's just get out of here.
And they quickly head out to catch up with Chris and Rebecca. Chris sends off a flare to signal Brad, their helicopter pilot, to come pick them up. Just as everyone meets up, Chris, Rebecca, Jill, and Barry, and they are about to breathe a sigh of relief, when suddenly the tyrant monster bursts out of the ground to attack them. As the tyrant makes short work of the STARS Special Forces team, Brad tosses a handy rocket launcher down from the helicopter.
Jill, use it! Kill it, whatever it is!
Then, Jill uses the rocket launcher to blow the tyrant to pieces. And our heroes fly away just in time before the Spencer mansion explodes. So ends Resident Evil the video game movie. Character development is another critical element of the story. Chris and Jill, alongside their teammates, are more than just archetypal heroes. They are portrayed with vulnerabilities and personal stakes that ground them in reality. As characters navigate the mansion, they uncover backstories and relationships that enrich the narrative. The antagonistic presence of characters like Albert Wesker, who embodies betrayal and manipulation, adds layers of complexity to the plot. Wesker's transformation from a trusted ally to a cunning villain exemplifies the classic trope of the betrayer, enhancing the tension and emotional stakes of the story. However, while the story of Resident Evil excels in many areas, it is not without its criticisms. Some may find the pacing slow, particularly in the early stages, where exploration and puzzle solving take precedence over action. Additionally, the voice acting and dialogue, although improved from the original, still exhibit moments of campiness that may detract from the overall seriousness of the narrative. These aspects can create a dissonance between the horror elements and the delivery, affecting the immersion for some viewers. In conclusion, the story of Resident Evil 2002 stands as a testament to the potential of video games as a narrative medium. Its intricate plot, well-developed characters, and atmospheric setting collectively contribute to a rich storytelling experience that has captivated audiences for years. As characters navigate the chilling corridors of the Spencer mansion, they are not merely confronting monsters. They are engaging with a story that reflects deeper societal issues, human emotions, and the eternal struggle between good and evil. Thank you all for watching this game movie review of Resident Evil. We'll see you next time.
Please remember to click the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to Game Movie Review.